This is everything I packed for a week in London using the 5 4 3 2 1 method. So, first, let's dive into what the 5 4 3 2 1 packing method is. It is a kind of minimalist capsule wardrobe enabling you to pack 1 to 2 weeks worth of clothing in your carry on bag. So, basically, it is 5 tops, 4 bottoms, 3 dresses or layers, whichever you choose, 2 pairs of shoes, and 1 accessory. This method allows you or focuses on versatility, enabling you to mix and match the pieces that you have for easier styling and then packing light. So, we've talked about what the 5 4 3 2 packing method is and somewhat of how it works. Now, let's get into how to build a cohesive travel wardrobe. Now, for me, for starters, I came to London for 1 week and it was for training where I will be sitting in the classroom most of the day with about an hour break, and then I will be walking to and from my hotel, walking the city, carrying a heavy bag. So I took all of these things into consideration. My wardrobe is already kind of very minimal, easy styling, comfort, function. So I thought about my itinerary when packing this wardrobe. I did not want to bring a whole lot of things with me. I knew that I was going to kind of keep with a neutral kind of color palette, and that I wanted to bring things that could easily mix and match. And when I say neutral color palette, I thought black, gray, white, a beige, browns. I thought that kind of color family so that it's easier for me to pull things and just create looks from the pieces that I knew would work. And I would say when you are building a cohesive travel wardrobe, the very first thing you need to think about is your itinerary. We want to take all the things, we want to be cute, we want to be, stylish, we want to have all of the looks and give all of the vibes and all of the feels, but you really have to be realistic in what your itinerary is going to include. Like I said, I knew my itinerary included me walking every day back and forth. So that means that I have to have a sneaker or a very comfortable shoe. And whatever comfort is for you, if you can walk in a heel back and forth every day, all day, great, to each their own. If you think that that's going to be a boot, if you think it's going to be a sneaker, a loafer, however your aesthetic is going to be for your travels, consider all of that. Also, London, the weather right now is kind of drab. We had a little bit of sun, but it's still kind of drab. It's a little bit cool, windy. It was about high of the 60s one day, but like today, cool, windy, a little bit of rain in the forecast. So also having to take all of that into account, the fact that I'm in a place, like I said, cold, overcast, like a little drab, possible rain. So you have to think about that with your itinerary and your wardrobe. So that is the very first thing I would say to consider. Second thing is what kind of aesthetic or style vibe do you want to give off? Like I said, for me, I wanted to give very comfortable, very just kind of pulled together, minimalist, chic, easy styling. I did not want to fuss with the looks. I did not want to be stiff and uptight. I wanted to be comfortable. I wanted to be able to just kind of relax in the outfits. So for me, that was a denim jean, trousers, a nice flowy pant, things like that. Okay, nice cotton tees, breathable. I had a layer so that in case I got cold in the classroom, that is kind of what I was thinking about. Once again, think about your style aesthetic that you want to give off, what kind of vibe you want to give, what kind of energy, and then go through your wardrobe and style your travel wardrobe for that vibe and that aesthetic. The third thing is think about the pieces that you are taking. Don't pick pieces that are going to be such wow factor that they only work once, okay? Consider the versatility, the mixing and matching capability. You want to have that at the forefront of your brain when you are packing the wardrobe. Because if you have pieces that are like your wow pieces and that only kind of works with one outfit, that means you are going to need to pack more. And that means you are going to be packing heavier, and you're not going to be traveling with the carry on if that is the goal. And for me, traveling with the carry on and traveling light is always the goal, because I want to be able to be kind of just moving up and down the stairs. I want to be flexible and not have to worry about taking super big bags, heavy bags, carrying them on my own, and then two, having to lug them around when, yeah, it's just too much of a hassle. So consider all of that. If the goal is to travel light, travel with just a carry on, you have to create looks and versatility in what you have to create versatility in the looks that you create. Not packing pieces and accessories that, like I said, only work with one thing, because that means you will be packing more. So consider that. Fourth thing is you have to consider, like I said before, the weather, the conditions. You want to, if you're going to a place that is going to be kind of crazy weather like it is in London, you want to consider your comfort, and then two, possible layers. So you want to be cool, chic, whatever the vibe is you want to give. You want to be able to give that and be comfortable. And that means that you may need to have layers. So I have on a t-shirt, I have on a hoodie, and then I had on my rain jacket. So if I get warm, I can take the hoodie off and be still comfortable and cute, right? So you want to consider kind of the weather with where you're going, and consider the layers that you may want to have. And then if you're going to have layering, consider the layers need to also work with the looks that you are creating. So you don't want to just pack layers that just create extra stuff in your bag, because that takes up room, and then it's not, like I said, it's not conducive to packing light. So consider how you want to layer and be very strategic with that, and let that be something that just works. So for example, if I'm taking my tan trench, I may want to have another layer piece that is maybe my gray sweater, that's the button up cardigan. I'll throw that over the shoulder, and then it's just there as a layering piece. But if I do get cold, I can always tie it around the neck. I can always put it on. Like, it works in that kind of way. So that's what I mean by consider the weather and consider how you need to layer with a strategic mindset, if that makes sense. So here are all the pieces that I packed for the London trip. So if you see here, I am really, like I said, sticking to kind of like an easy color palette, which is somewhat my neutral tones. This is my gray, blue, black, white. I got some olive green in there. So these are pieces that I know will work together for, just like I said, the comfort, the function, the layering. That's kind of what I was thinking here. And so these pieces, they all kind of work together. I can mix and match the shirts, and I can just kind of create several different looks with these pieces. And like I said, still be comfortable, still be functional, and just still give, just a clean, pulled together vibe. Packing less and traveling with fewer pieces does not mean you cannot be stylish. So once again, this is where you will consider the vibe you want to give, the aesthetic, consider your itinerary, consider the weather, all of these things, because you will determine the pieces that you pack and how stylish you want to be, how comfortable you want to be, how functional you want to be, and all of the things. So for me, I wasn't really leaning into actually being more stylish or being more kind of fashionably leaning. It was really about just the comfort, and then being pulled together and having a just easy outfit. That is really what I was going for in this kind of travel capsule that I put together. Like I said, walking, I needed ease, I needed comfort, I needed function. I needed it to be versatile. So this is what I consider. But you can be as stylish as you need to be. This will mean you will really need to curate this travel wardrobe in a way that you are able to mix and match with your style leaning pieces. So let's say, for example, you want to take I don't even have an idea, but let's say you want to take your barrel leg jeans, a cute blazer, a tee, and you want to take a handbag with a pop of color, and you want to take a really kind of easy loafer to wear with this look, right? Let's just give that for example. Then that's really fashionable. It's really cute. It's really chic, and it gives all the things. Now, what you need to do if you want to take this outfit, you absolutely now need to look at pieces that work with the pieces that you've pulled for this particular outfit. So your barrel jean, what other shirts could you wear with that? Mix and match, right? What other pants could you mix and match with the handbag that you pulled? What other looks could you throw that blazer on over the shoulder with? You want to kind of strategically think and plan the looks according to that. The color pop that you are adding with the handbag. What other outfits will work so good with using that handbag? Because the goal would then be, once again, still packing lighter, packing smarter, packing strategically, but then using that handbag as a focal that will work with several different looks so that you don't have to take 15 different handbags, if you see what I'm saying. You want to focus on the highlights that you want to take. So if it's that handbag with the multicolor, if it's that loafer, now things need to work kind of around those pieces versus picking other outfits that now those things don't strategically work with. So if you want to, I like to say, if you want to be very stylish, it is so doable. You just have to be strategic in your planning of your travel capsule wardrobe. You have to pick out the pieces that you absolutely want to take that lean into your fashion identity, into your style, and then you want to pull pieces from your wardrobe that work with that. So it is so possible, and you can do it. You can lean chic, you can give French, Parisian, blah blah blah. You can give clean girl, soft aesthetic. You can give edgy. You can give all of the feels, all of the vibes. You just have to center the styling around the pieces that you know are going to be the focal for those looks and for those vibes. So this is the 5-4-3-2-1 packing method. Easy styling, versatile, mix and matching your travel capsule wardrobe, all based on the aesthetic, the vibes, the feels that you want to give. It is so possible. You can pack light, you can pack smart, you can pack strategically, and take a carry on and just enjoy your travels and still be so chic and still be just so pulled together. It is very possible. I hope this was helpful. Drop me a comment and let me know, have you ever used the 5-4-3-2-1 packing method? If you have, how many looks were you able to create? Did you find it easy? Did you find it versatile? Or did you find it limiting? And if you have not used the 5-4-3-2-1 packing method, drop me a comment and let me know if you will give it a try. Or are you the girly that just needs to take the 50,000 things and check in 3 bags? Like, let me know in the comments below. Now, if you come back, the next video, I will show you how I styled these pieces so you can get the vibes of kind of what I was thinking, what I was going for, and how things all kind of came together for my week in London. So, like I said, until next time, bye.